There is no doubt that for better or worse, we are living in the cinematic age of the superhero film, whereupon Marvel and Disney reign over all with other franchises picking up the pieces. But there was another age of the superhero. It didn't go nearly as well, but it was there and it was called the 90s. And as much as I would like to forget that decade as quickly as possible, it did give birth some very well-meaning, if slightly / incredibly corny films based off of pulp heroes. I love the Shadow film, especially its incredible song Original Sin by Taylor Dayne. I get never-ending joy from The Phantom, but I'd never seen The Rocketeer before. But since I've recently come into a lot of free time on my hands and hearing that not only does this film have a cult following, but there's also a terrible looking CGI cartoon on at the moment, there's apparently a sequel appearing on Disney Plus at some point in the future, I thought it was about time that I checked it out. I mean, it's a hokey film about a guy in a jetpack punching rotters in the face. How do you screw that up?
Let me count the wave.
Maybe I've gotten used to modern day supermassive budget films, but yikes. On one hand, yes, this is a 1991 film starring a character that first appeared in 1982. This is an homage to the Saturday matinee serial heroes from the 1930s through the 1950s, meaning the tone's going to be slightly off, but I would say that the idea survives. It's just a shame that I genuinely think the character of the Rocketeer, as presented here, might be the worst, most useless superhero I think I've ever seen. Not the worst superhero film I've ever seen. I've seen Hellboy 2019 and Batman and Robin. It's just that the hero, as presented here, posed such a threat that my wife opined that he posed a bigger threat to the human race than the villains. Now, I've never read and never will read the comic book, so I have no idea how well this film represents the character, but given that his girlfriend in the comic books is apparently a nude model, I'm going to guess it has a slightly more adult edge to it rather than the Disneyfied version presented here. And sadly for my dreams of a superhero equivalent of The Adventures of Robin Hood, 1938, it takes almost the last 15 minutes of this 108-minute film for the hero to actually do a proper fight scene. Up until then, our hero, for want of a better term, had spent the film trying to get rid of his jetpack, trying to romance Jennifer Connelly, and generally acting like he thought this film was some sort of Three Stooges skit. And look, I don't want to rag on this film's special effects, because this film was made almost 30 years ago, but when the original Superman effects, a film made 20 years before this, look better, you should really have a word with your special effects department. At least when he's flying outside. There's one glorious scene set inside a glamorous nightclub that I genuinely think they just covered up some Coke bottles in cardboard and then stuck a few sparklers in the bottom of them. It put a smile on my face. Because I know that it looks like I'm dumping on this film, more often than not I did find myself having fun with it. Mostly because Timothy Dalton is hungry and he wants sets. He wants to eat all the sets, and probably half the actors as well given half a chance. He's having a blast as Hollywood star Neville Sinclair and isn't going to let anything get in the way of him being the most Dalton that only Timothy Dalton can be. But alas, Dalton isn't on screen for the entire 108 minutes, which is a shame because everyone else is pretty dull. They're all flat and one-dimensional, which on one hand is fine. 30s serials weren't exactly known for their depth. The goodies were good, the baddies were bad, and the prop department just brought in a ton of new sparklers. But in this film, it just takes too long to get going. It's got special effects sequences, but it never establishes its hero as someone capable of doing hero things. It's plotted by the numbers, and you have it all worked out by the 20-minute mark, as you've never seen a film before, in which case, you picked this to start seeing films? Yikes. Look, the idea of setting a film in the style of a 30s serial with slightly adult edge can work. I know it works because I've seen it work. I've seen 2004 Sky Captain World of Tomorrow. It's one of maybe 25 DVDs that I actually own, and I'll be happy to tell you why at some point. But as for The Rocketeer, it's fun at points, but its main hero is well-meaning but bland. The plot is predictable. The action scenes aren't fun. All the characters bar Dalton are flat as a pancake. Whilst he is doing his best to win the prestigious Alan Rickman scene-stealing / set-chewing award, it's just not enough. Develop your characters a bit more, make the action scenes more exciting, because the film comes alive in the last 15 minutes, but by then it was way too little, way too late, which is a shame. So I think that you should skip it, but what did you guys think, and what is your favourite old school, slightly corny comic book hero film? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, Spin and Dunking. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.